I'm Mary Poppins, y'all! Oh, well, mine's Fox and Angel. Thank you, with Fox, and all my posters aren't up right now. We had to fix the windows and stuff. But basically, I just got out of a house, a clock in the wall. Oh, wait. A house with a clock in the walls? I can't remember. But basically, I am actually hoping that all of this is recording, and I'm not like just talking into this mic and then it's like jittering up, because it's done that to me multiple times. But in any case, this is the newest Jack Black movie, which I think is the movie he did instead of doing Goosebumps, because Jack Black is just, and honestly I will say, compared to the last live action kids movie I've seen, minus Peter Rabbit, but I mean like in theaters, this was way better than the whatchamacallit movie, the one where the little girl goes through, the one where the little girl apparently is trying to find her father, who's James Kirk from the Star Trek reboot. I can't remember the name of that movie. It has Oprah Winfrey as God, I think. I don't know. But basically that movie. Out of those two movies, this one is way better. I can actually make sense of this. It's also made by the, what was it, a couple of the writers, I think, of Supernatural, which I could kind of tell. Maybe, I think I can kind of tell with some of it. Like, Jesus. Really, there's a flood. Oh, yeah. But, I can kind of tell that it was done by, I'm just gonna move it there because it has more background. But you can kind of tell. But, this is the newest Jack Black kids movie. Kind of in a similar vein of something like Goosebumps. Kind of has like a mix of like Harry Potter thrown in there. But basically, this one takes place in 1955, which I did not know. But, because the way the trailers do it, like how, like even how they dress and everything, it's like this could easily be still modern day, and it wouldn't really surprise me. But no, it takes place in 1955, a couple years after World War II, because that's actually a plot point. And basically, Lewis, the main character, his parents died, so he goes to live with his uncle, his estranged uncle, who if you see the trailers, you kind of get the gist. Estranged uncle who's Jack Black, who's a warlock, and not only that, lives in a magical house, along with and also is with his neighbor, who, like, it wouldn't surprise me if they are a relationship, but they say it's platonic, which either way it's fine. Basically, his neighbor, who is a witch, and like really those two are kind of like the best part of this movie, because I love whenever they're just trading insults with each other, because it's like one of my favorite parts is like one point where like all three of them are playing poker with one another. You kind of see it in the trailer a little bit, even though some scenes are inverted or some scenes happen differently. But like, I love this scene where like Jack Black goes, "Would you like some hot chocolate, Lewis?" "Yes." "Would you like some hot chocolate, Florence?" "Yes, so you're nice. Then choke on." "Then get your own. And choke on it." Like, just them like throwing quips at each other is really, really funny to me. I don't know. I just really liked their relationship. And also I like this movie because it is about family, and then also there are certain things that like they do repeat in certain parts where like you kind of have like that. Lewis is kind of a weird kid where like he likes reading out of the dictionary because he likes new words. He likes what? Of course, he's a wizard. He's a wizard. Well, he slowly learns to become a warlock as everything goes on. And like you even have like a scene where like you kind of have the whole like, like this one kid which does not appear in the trailer. Actually, he appears in one trailer. The one where he gets pelted in the face with a basketball. But basically he makes one friend who isn't that girl. That girl really doesn't pop. That girl that like you see in the trailers, she really doesn't pop up until like halfway through the movie. But like he makes friends with like this kid who looks like he should be like the younger version of the one guy in Breakfast Club, like don't you do, 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 do. Like that kid looks like he'd be a younger version of him, or yeah, he's like, I think he's supposed to be kind of like a greaser, but he's like a little kid, so I don't really know. But basically, like that's like Lewis's first friend in this new place. Lewis and while this kid has a cast basically. And his name, I think it was Tarby, because that was just a weird name. Sorry if any of your names are Tarby. I just never heard that name before. I've heard of Herbie. But basically that kid's like, maybe you should like lose these goggles that you're wearing, because the kid likes wearing goggles. And like, screw you, freaking Tarby, let the kid wear goggles. I should have. I used to like wearing those, like biker goggles, but actually, I would still would if I didn't break them. But yeah, like he wears these goggles because like his favorite superhero has these goggles. But but yeah, like he's like, maybe you shouldn't do that. It's kind of weird. Maybe act a little bit more normal. And like you're like, oh god. And me, I'm like, oh god, movie, don't go down this exact same road. Like a lot of other ones, but no, like they kind of cover that up, like in like literally like the scene or two after that. Like he's like, this is all weird. And like both Jack Black and what is Jonathan? Well, his character's name Jack Black and Mary Poppins. Basically, his next door neighbor is an awesome Mary Poppins, like an epic fighter Mary Poppins. At least towards the end. But basically, they go build like, what's wrong with being weird? Being weird's great, or like you have to be unique in this world. And I'm like, I like this. I like this a lot. And like they kind of just cover that up real quick. They're like, hey, we're not like treading over the same thing too much. Cool. And then and again, like each character is cool. Like again, I love the clips between these characters. The evil wizard, which name is Izzard. He's kind of a good villain. Basically, he put a clock in the walls, and it's for whatever he has a clock in the walls. And again, like the trailer says, we didn't know what's gonna do, but eventually it's going to. Alright, eventually something bad's gonna happen. Even though I don't think in the trailers they say that the clock is slowly counting down, and all I said, I'm just like. Wait, so the clock is slowly counting downward? But, like, I don't think I heard that in this movie. Like, they never say, like, they just said that he's trying to find the clock, or they hear the ticking. But I don't think they ever do say, like, that they hear, like, they said, like, the gong, what happens when it gets down to 1. Because there is no timer like that. So I don't think there is. But, fuck me, I'm trying to think. But yeah, like this movie's honestly really funny. It has some good funny moments in the beginning. Like, even though I wish like they kind of would have played up the horror bit in the beginning, because in the beginning it's kind of like a haunted house, of course. Like the house is alive, even though they do say like the house likes you and stuff like that later on after that. But like the house is alive. This picture that's behind the kid changes like every so often, where like, he starts to notice like first it's a ship, then it's a mountain climber. And then it's freaking a cowboy. And when like this kid's like about to run away after he sees his uncle chopping a wall with an axe, because Tarby said, "That's the murder house where this one guy died. I bet your uncle has an axe. He's going to kill people." But Lewis basically starts booking it. And he looks up at the stained glass window that has the cowboy, and you slowly see as like you hear as the glass is kind of moving as the rope switches to "don't go," and like things start coming out at him. He's like, "What the fuck?" And you're like, yeah, you know what? A kid would be scared. I'd probably be scared of that crap. But it is honestly a really. But yeah, like eventually they explain some stuff, and he slowly starts learning magic. That stained glass is even used very well at one point where like something bad's about to happen, where bad stuff is starting to happen, where like the main bad guy's coming and stuff like that. you see, you fucking what was it? Yeah, it's the Stained Glass. The Stained Glass window shows 3 graves. One for Jack Black, one for the wife, or one for Tempest? I think her name was Tempest. Mary Poppins. And then one for Lewis. And like you see Jack Black look up and see the one with Lewis, and like he focuses on that because he's like, I can't let this kid die here. I can't let him die. Like, and the thing is, this is all about family. Like Jack Black got kicked out because of got kicked out of basically his family. He became estranged because his father kicked him out, or what else was there? Father kicked him out, and like Temperance has her own thing, but basically the thing is about the movie is basically quick lessons. Being weird is good, or being unique is fine. You don't have to follow other people. Don't sacrifice yourself for others, which is something I highly recommend. 2 was like kind of like family. Like this movie is about family, which I really like, because by the end it is kind of like they kind of make their own weird family, which I always love. I always love the weird family dynamic and stuff, and it's really good. And like even at one point there is kind of the whole like my family's my power kind of thing. Even though they don't straight out say it, but there is kind of that thing of like, okay, it's a cliche, but I really, really love it. There's a horror scene where Jack Black becomes a baby, but like by that I mean like his body is a baby and he just has a Jack Black head on it, and I'm like, oh, that's gonna be the nightmares of some kids. I've seen nightmares, so that doesn't scare me that much, but by God. But I like this movie. I kind of hope it is, it follows the source material well, though, since like I watched The Vampire's Apprentice like a long time back, and I'm like, this movie's kind of alright. I kind of like this movie. And then I read the manga. I didn't read the book. I read the manga of The Vampire's Apprentice, which is, still a diluted version of the main one. But then I'm like, oh God, the movie sucks. It's kind of like, I'm like, I kind of hope this movie does well, and I also kind of hope it is accurate to the source material. I don't know if they're gonna do I doubt they'd probably do a sequel, but I did like it. Even though I will say, whenever they used magic, it didn't. They kind of needed like a sound effect or something to signify it a little bit more. But then again, if you think about how, at least I always try to think of like how if magic's done, how would something kind of happen? Like, if someone disappears, you're not going to hear a whoosh. It's just going to kind of like just disappear without a sound. At least that's my thought process on that bit. So like, I guess, yeah, like when Jack Black stops the piano from working, he goes like this, and like the piano just stops. Or stuff like that. It's really good. I liked it. Even like one point, even like starts going like demons at one point. I'm like, holy crap. And then, like, from that bit, I'm like, okay, I can kind of tell some supernatural stuff. Also, apparently there's a couple supernatural hints in there. I'm like, fuck, I would love it. Even though, god dang, it's in 1955, which kind of sucks. Because I'm like, fuck, you could have had, even though they have, like, the Hindu thing of the different paths of, like, how to become a god, I believe. I think I saw that in the back. I saw that in one of the books. But I'm like, fuck. It's in 1955, so they wouldn't have it, but like, it would have been cool if, like, at one point you see a newspaper cutting or letter that says, the Winchesters stopped this, or, like, wanted the Winchester brothers, or something like that. I don't know. I'm pretty sure there are some references in there. There's some bits on, like, how, like some things from Supernatural, like the, I'm trying to hypnotize you all. Like how iron can be used to fight against ghosts and demons and stuff, as well as also right now, because it's just a disjointed all together right now since I left and I lost my place. Basically, there's also a scene where like basically Jack Black does not drink coffee or anything. He just drinks like he drinks hot cocoa, eats cookies for dinner, and like apparently like freshly baked cookies that like Mary Poppins makes and stuff. Like, and I love the line where she says, the nuts are what makes my cookies better. Basically, like, say like basically it's the part where like saying about special, like being unique and stuff like that. Like the nuts make it better, like the nutty people. And I like that. I like that stuff. It's freaking great. And also, I would drink gallons of hot chocolate before I even thought to look at coffee, which would probably put me to sleep. But still, I hate coffee and I love hot chocolate. And by God, I just watching the movie made me like, I want to get hot chocolate. I just drank some chocolate milk right now because it's so goddamn good. Sorry, back, but yeah, this movie, I forgot where I left off. Sorry, but this movie is honestly really fun, and even like some of the, I'm gonna end this like here, but even some of the jokes, or not jokes, like the reason why some things happen, they don't kind of straight have to tell you. Like at one point where one of the main characters is using a certain item to cast magic, or well, what is it? Mary Poppins. I'm just call her Mary Poppins. Temperance. I think her name was Temperance, but I'm not entirely sure. Mary Poppins, when she tries to use her magic, she needs like her umbrella along with like the little handle bit that has like the little glowing gem at the end. But when her umbrella is broken, they're like easily overtaken because she can't use her magic. And like at one point, she just like later on, she just kind of like takes off the handle and attaches it to a new umbrella, and everything works. And she doesn't have to straight say, "Oh, I can only use magic when using my umbrellas." No, you can kind of just infer and imply it. You can kind of guess that's the reason, which I like. I like that bit. It does leave you to kind of think, other than just like them having to tell you everything, which is good for a kids movie. But yeah, I like this. It has some creepy It has some creepy moments, which I didn't find creepy, but I'm sure some kids might in the beginning, which is kind of cool. I like the story. It's fun. And I like the lesson. Again, I always love the whole, like, not the usual family by the end kind of thing. I always love that bit, showing, like, family isn't blood. Family is people that you love and trust and stuff like that. It doesn't have to be blood. But yeah, I liked it. It's great. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Thank you for watching two videos that I've done. Links are on my face, description on there somewhere for some of the videos, and we will. See you later. Can anyone guess where this watch is from? I know, I'm sure someone will know.